And there we go. It's really that easy. Um, says the guy who made it once. G'day guys, and welcome to another episode of the Sore Losers Show. This one is another how-to. It's been requested by a few people. It is the Slappy Hurricane grind. Now this is the backside variety. So if you're comfortable with your backside board slides, you should get this one pretty quickly without too much hassle at all. If you're not, on this channel, there is a backside board slide tutorial, so maybe hit that a few times, get your board slides down, and then come back to this one. So let's jump right in. I'm going to switch up the order a little, and I'm going to go with a few tips about this trick before we get started. So I've chosen this spot today. We're here at King's Curbs on the corner of Rainbow Street and Anzac Parade, and here are some tips that are going to help you get this trick. First of all, picking your curb and bringing some wax with you. Now, because we haven't skated here for a while, this curb's kind of dry, so I'm going to throw some wax on the curb, specifically this edge. As well as wax on the curb, I recommend just throw a little bit on your kingpin there, just because that will be making contact with the curb, which brings us to rails. I recommend using rails for this trick, even though on this board, you can see from Hurricanes here that there is quite a broad point of contact on the deck itself. That's because my rails are further in. If you wanted to really just have rail connection, moving your rails out to being about 2.5, 3 centimeters from the edge of the board. If you're watching in America, that's about an inch. All right, another tip. Pick your spot, not just the curb you're riding on, but the spot itself. Today, I've chosen a curb with a car parked right in the way of my run-up, just to give myself a little bit of a challenge because, I mean, it's been a while since I've done this trick. If that doesn't make it bad enough, a parked car should make it really fun for me. And while we're talking about the curb, double-sider. You need a little bit of fall on the other side. Ideally, the same as the front of the curb on the back, but if it's slightly less, it shouldn't matter too much. Let's jump along from there into everybody's favorite, the magic of foot hands. So footing is very simple on this one. It's your basic board slide positioning. So back foot on the tail, just beyond the pocket. You're going to need that for leverage. Front foot up around the front truck, not too far forward and not too far back like an ollie, because that'll put you too far behind the board. I find it helps. Toes on the edge of the board, especially with your back foot. If you have your heel just hanging off at the end of the pocket there, that's going to come in handy when you start your grind. And your approach angle is a little more than a board slide. So just increase that slight angle you normally have on a board slide to be a little bit more, and that should see you right, but also play with it a little. When you get to the curb, you're going to lift like a board slide, but you're really going to throw that back foot further around while leaning on your heels. That should bring that back wheel up on top, and that's the stage when it's going to start traveling. That's as far as I can get it for you with foot positioning, but let's jump across and we'll talk about your body position, because this is an important one for this trick. It's a little bit different to the board slide and it may take a little bit of getting used to. As far as what your body is doing in this trick, the approach, very, very similar to your board slide. As I mentioned, maybe change up the angle a little, but your body itself, you're going into that pre-trick little squat, getting ready to hop up. Unlike the board slide, where you're just squaring off completely with your shoulders, you want to bring your tail shoulder a little further around, and you're leaning on that heel just the slightest amount, not too much, not too little. It's one of those things that you'll really have to sort of try a few times and see what works for you to get your weight right. But in the grind itself, you want to think about it like you are hollowing out the inside. So your bum is going to go a little bit behind. Your shoulders and your head should stay above the point of contact, being your back truck. Okay guys, just a quick additional tip. When you're getting into the grind, the back foot is a scoop more than just a rotation, and also be a little closer to the curb with your back truck when you begin your turn. That'll help that back wheel under your toe get right up on the curb there. Let's move along to the exit. We'll put everything together after that, and also see if there's a couple of variations or combos that can come of this trick. All right, let's have fun with this. Okay, so the exit, guys. Now, this one, very similar to the board slide exit. Basically, when you start to rotate, your back truck will fall out of the grind, make contact with the ground, and then it's just a quick pivot. Now, bear with me. I'll see if I can get my board to actually stay in a hurricane position so I can demonstrate. Remember, truck comes off, back wheels, contact with the ground, quick pivot out, give it a little squat for style, whatever you want to do. Hopefully I don't fall over on this. Just like that. Okay, with that universe of knowledge you now have about hurricane grinds, let's put everything together, have a little bit of fun, and see if we can't work some different combos in there. It's been a while between drinks with me and hurricanes, so I don't know how many combos are going to happen. I don't even know how many makes are going to happen, but let's give it our best shot and have some fun with it. The wind's really picking up here, so I think that's it for this spot. What the camera didn't see is this thing almost fell on me. I think we're going to go to maybe the Greek, see if we can't get a couple there, because I don't want to get crushed by a branch. Okay guys, so thanks to the magic of automobiles and editing, here we are at the Greek to put down a few hurricane grinds in slightly better conditions. So let's jump right in, putting everything we learnt together and see if we can't get a few hurricane grinds. They went down pretty easy, so I thought I'd throw this in case anybody's wondering if it's possible to do these tricks, the hurricane grind, on something with a platform. Yeah, 100%. This trick was invented on vert, so yes, you can. So I'll throw a couple down on this. It's exactly the same technique, except your front wheel is going to be dragging. So you just got to put a little bit more weight behind your front foot. So let's throw a few down anyway and have some fun. So there you have it, guys. They're not the easiest trick, but with practice, if you got your board slides down, they will come easier. It just comes down to picking your spot well, maybe picking your weather conditions better than I did, and not having gale force winds blowing while you're trying to teach people how to do a trick. Okay, please like and subscribe. Till next time, Damo, Sore Loser Show.